Google changes Gemini leadership and appoints notebooklm creator to lead AI development. Governments are maintaining private cloud amid public cloud adoption, according to a Forrester study. Canada advances clean energy with the approval of a small modular reactor, and Trump grants a 75-day extension for TikTok amid trade tensions. Welcome to HashTrending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Google has appointed Josh Woodward to lead development of its flagship generative AI chatbot Gemini, following the departure of Sisi Zhao. The leadership change, announced internally this week, comes as Google refocuses efforts on advancing Gemini's capabilities amid growing competition in the artificial intelligence world. Woodward, currently the head of Google Labs, will take on the new role immediately while retaining his position at Labs. He's best known within the company, and the world for that matter, for overseeing the launch of notebooklm, the AI-powered note-taking assistant that allows users to query their own documents using large language models. notebooklm also included the ability to create narrated audio podcasts from text with incredibly lifelike narrators. Previously known as Project Tailwind, notebooklm was developed to integrate tightly with Google Docs and Google Drive, offering contextualized responses based on a user's own content. As Google seemed hindered by embarrassing errors on new launches and constantly being upstaged by OpenAI, notebooklm was one of the rare viral successes. In an internal memo released by The Verge, Demi Hassabis, CEO of Google DeepMind, said, "The change was made to sharpen our focus on the next evolution of the Gemini app." He praised Woodward's strong product leadership and his track record for turning experimental projects into polished, user-facing products. Sisi Zhao, who has overseen Gemini since its Bard branding days, will take a short personal break before returning to Google in a new role. Her departure follows structural changes made in October 2024 when Google integrated the Gemini app team into DeepMind to streamline AI product development. The restructuring also placed Hassabis in a more direct supervisory role over Gemini's direction. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order extending the deadline for TikTok's parent company ByteDance to divest its U.S. operations by 75 days. This move delays the enforcement of the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, also known by the smooth acronym PFACA, which mandated the app's sale or shutdown due to national security concerns. The extension follows recent escalations in the U.S.-China trade relations, including new tariffs imposed by both nations. A near-complete deal to transfer TikTok's U.S. operations to a new entity with majority American ownership was stalled after China halted the approval process in response to the tariffs. President Trump stated that his administration had been working diligently on a deal to save TikTok, emphasizing the need for additional time to secure necessary approvals. He expressed optimism about collaborating with TikTok and China to finalize the agreement. Despite bipartisan concerns over data security and foreign influence, public opinion on banning TikTok has shifted, with fewer Americans supporting a ban compared to previous years. Content creators have been diversifying across platforms due to the uncertainty surrounding TikTok's future. The additional 75-day extension aims to provide more time to navigate the complexities of the deal, including securing Chinese regulatory approval and addressing ongoing trade tensions. Lawmakers continue to urge swift action to enforce the law and resolve the matter. The Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission, CNSC, has authorized the Ontario Power Generation, OPG, to construct a small modular reactor, SMR, at the Darlington Nuclear Generating Station in Clarington, Ontario, for which there is, thankfully, no acronym. This marks the first SMR construction license granted in Canada, representing a significant milestone in the nation's pursuit of emissions-free energy solutions. The approved reactor, the BWRX-300, designed by GE Hitachi Nuclear Energy, is a 300-megawatt electric SMR that employs passive safety systems and natural circulation for cooling. These features claim to enhance safety and reduce complexity compared to traditional reactor designs. Ken Hartwick, OPG's president and CEO, stated, This license is a crucial step forward in our efforts to provide safe, reliable, and clean energy to Ontario. The BWRX 300 SMR at Darlington will play a key role in meeting our climate change goals and supporting economic growth. The Darlington site is currently the only location in Canada licensed for new nuclear construction with a completed and accepted environmental assessment. The project is expected to create up to 27,000 jobs across Canada during construction and add billions to Canada's GDP at a time when other industrial jobs are under threat. In addition, an additional 2,000 full-time jobs will be created on a long-term basis. Small modular reactors like the BWRX 300 are considered a promising advancement in nuclear technology, offering benefits such as reduced construction times, lower costs, and enhanced safety features. And they offer great promise for clean, safe energy, especially with the demand increased due to AI and data center growth. Now, there have been a lot of news announcements of reactors that might be built or that might be starting, but once a Canadian approval happens, it's pretty much a done deal. So the new reactor will be built by an experienced team from OPG and will help bring these reactors from a promising development to full operation. Government agencies worldwide are increasingly adopting cloud services to modernize IT operations, yet many are continuing to rely on private cloud infrastructures. According to Forrester's Research's 2024 Cloud Survey, 36% of public sector organizations primarily operate internal private clouds, while 80% utilize hybrid cloud models. Security considerations significantly influence cloud deployment decisions. Notably, 34% of respondents view security as a primary reason for adopting public cloud solutions, where 28% cited a concern, possibly due to perceived loss of control over data. Public cloud providers are actively engaging government bodies by offering scalable resources and compliance support. However, the complexity of managing cloud networks and internal governance challenges remain obstacles. Systems integrators and managed service providers are essential in addressing these issues by offering expertise and managed services. The trend indicates that while public cloud adoption is on the rise, private cloud solutions continue to play a critical role in the public sector's IT strategy. With a renewed interest in digital sovereignty arising from recent geopolitical tensions, it will be interesting to see if there's a move back towards private cloud, especially in Europe or Canada. And finally, what's in a name? I've been critical of the naming structures of technology and of AI in particular. OpenAI is not really open. Claude, well, especially the way it's pronounced, which to me as a Canadian, where French is one of our official languages, just grates on my ears. I refuse to pronounce it as Claude. It's Claude to me. But it gets worse. Sam Altman just announced that instead of version 5 of OpenAI, they would be moving ahead by launching O3 Mini or whatever. It's impossible to keep track of their numbering system. Even Google, they called their first AI Bard. And mercifully, even for those who love Shakespeare, they moved to Gemini, the first probably semi-normal name in AI. Now, if you're in marketing and you fear you're going to be replaced by large language models, today's tech giants are struggling. We can only look back with nostalgia at names like Yahoo and Google and wonder, how did they create those iconic names? Well, turns out at least one of them by accident. Google's original name was just as confusing and geeky as any of these new AI names. The original name for Google actually comes from a mathematical term, Google, which is 1 followed by 100 zeros. It was meant to reflect the company's mission to organize an unimaginable amount of information online. And the twist? When co-founder Larry Page and a colleague tried to register the domain, they accidentally misspelled it as Google. The rest is history. We fuss about AI hallucinations or errors, but maybe it's those supposed errors that bring us the real creativity. Who'da thunk it? And that's our show for today. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a marvelous Monday.